Humans are creatures of rhythm. We are bound to the cycles of day and night, light and darkness. Our very biology is intertwined with this ebb and flow. But what happens when this rhythm is disrupted? What happens when we try to outrun the night to cheat sleep? Can we truly function, truly live without surrendering to slumber? The idea of conquering sleep, of transcending this fundamental human need, has long fascinated and terrified us. Imagine a world where productivity knows no bounds, where exhaustion is a distant memory. The possibilities seem endless, but at what cost? What happens to our minds, our bodies, our very souls when we are deprived of this essential balm? The pursuit of sleeplessness is a dangerous game, a gamble with our sanity and well-being. It is a journey into the darkest recesses of our minds, a voyage into the unknown territory of human potential and human fragility. In the shadowy corners of the internet, a tale is told. It is a story whispered from screen to screen, a chilling blend of scientific curiosity and unspeakable horror. This is the story of the Russian sleep experiment. The story's origins are murky, lost in the labyrinthine depths of online forums and creepypasta websites. It is said to have emerged in the early days of the internet, a chilling campfire story for the digital age. The tale quickly gained notoriety, spreading like wildfire through the online world. Its power lay in its simplicity, its chilling plausibility, and its gruesome details. The legend spoke of a secret experiment conducted by Soviet scientists during the Cold War. Their subjects, political prisoners, deemed expendable by a regime shrouded in secrecy and fear. The goal to create the ultimate soldier, one who could fight tirelessly without the need for sleep. The result, a descent into madness, a gruesome testament to the limits of human endurance. The idea of using sleep deprivation as a weapon is not new. Throughout history, military minds have sought to exploit the debilitating effects of sleeplessness. During World War II, both the Allied and Axis powers conducted experiments on the impacts of sleep deprivation on soldiers. Soldiers were pushed to their physical and mental limits, forced to endure days without sleep. The results were predictable cognitive impairment, hallucinations, paranoia, and a breakdown in decision-making abilities. Sleep deprivation became a silent weapon, deployed not just in laboratories but on battlefields around the world. The story unfolds in a claustrophobic chamber, a sealed environment where time seems to stretch and distort. 5 prisoners, deemed enemies of the state, are promised freedom in exchange for their participation in a seemingly simple experiment. Stay awake for 30 days. At first, the task seems manageable, even appealing. The chamber is stocked with books, games, and comfortable furnishings. The prisoners, eager for their freedom, readily agree to the terms. They joke, they play chess, they immerse themselves in literature, all the while under the watchful gaze of hidden cameras and the silent scrutiny of the scientists observing from behind a one-way mirror. As days turn into nights, the atmosphere in the chamber begins to shift. The initial camaraderie gives way to irritability, then paranoia. Sleep, once a welcome respite, becomes an obsession, a forbidden pleasure that haunts their waking hours. The prisoners become shadows of their former selves, their minds slowly unraveling under the relentless strain of sleep deprivation. Section 5. When reality unravels. The experimenters, observing from their sterile sanctuary, document the prisoners' descent into madness with detached curiosity. The prisoners' behavior becomes increasingly erratic, their conversations disjointed and nonsensical. Hallucinations begin at first fleeting and easily dismissed, then vivid and terrifying. One prisoner, convinced that the others are conspiring against him, rips pages from a book and plasters them over the observation window, desperate to block the unseen eyes he believes are watching him. Another, gripped by paranoia, begins tearing at his own flesh, convinced that insects are crawling beneath his skin. The chamber, once a haven of hope, transforms into a nightmare realm where the boundaries between reality and delusion blur. The prisoners, their minds fractured by sleeplessness, become prisoners of their own tortured psyches. The experiment, intended to push the limits of human endurance, instead reveals the fragility of the human mind when deprived of its most basic need. Section 6. Beyond the breaking point. The Russian sleep experiment, while fictional, taps into a very real phenomenon, the devastating effects of extreme sleep deprivation. Studies on sleep deprivation, while not as dramatic or horrifying as the fictional tale, paint a clear picture of the toll sleeplessness takes on the human mind and body. Sleep deprivation affects us on a cellular level, disrupting hormonal balances, impairing cognitive function, and weakening the immune system. Prolonged sleep deprivation can lead to a host of physical and mental health problems, including heart disease, obesity, diabetes, depression, and anxiety. In extreme cases, sleep deprivation can even lead to death. Fatal familial insomnia, a rare genetic disorder, causes progressive insomnia that ultimately leads to death. While this condition is exceptionally rare, it underscores the vital role sleep plays in our survival. Section 7. Sleepless on the front lines. The dangers of sleep deprivation are not confined to laboratory settings. In the real world, individuals in high-stress professions, such as soldiers, pilots, and firefighters, often face chronic sleep deprivation. These individuals, tasked with making life-or-death decisions under immense pressure, are particularly vulnerable to the cognitive impairments caused by lack of sleep. Pilots, for instance, may experience micro-sleeps, brief, involuntary episodes of sleep lasting only a few seconds, which can have catastrophic consequences in the air. Similarly, soldiers suffering from sleep deprivation may experience impaired judgment, slower reaction times, and an increased risk of post-traumatic stress disorder. These real-world examples highlight the critical importance of sleep for maintaining mental acuity, physical health, and overall well-being. The Russian sleep experiment story, though fictional, serves as a chilling reminder of the potential consequences of neglecting this fundamental human need. Section 8. Reclaiming the night. While the Russian sleep experiment may be a fictional tale, the message it conveys is all too real. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Just as we fuel our bodies with food and water, we must nourish our minds and bodies with sleep. Fortunately, there are steps we can take to improve our sleep hygiene and reclaim the night. Establishing a regular sleep schedule, creating a relaxing bedtime routine, and optimizing our sleep environment can significantly improve the quality and duration of our sleep. Simple changes such as reducing caffeine intake, avoiding alcohol before bed, and getting regular exercise can also have a profound impact on our sleep patterns. By making sleep a priority, we can reap the countless benefits of a good night's rest. Section 9. The Alchemy of Sleep. Sleep is not merely an absence of wakefulness, it is an active state, a period of intense neurological activity where our brains work tirelessly to consolidate memories, process emotions, and repair our bodies. During sleep, our brains clear out metabolic waste, strengthen immune defenses, and regulate hormone production. Adequate sleep is essential for maintaining cognitive function, enhancing creativity, and bolstering emotional resilience. When we are well rested, we are better equipped to handle stress, solve problems, and make sound decisions. Sleep is also crucial for our physical health. During deep sleep, our bodies release growth hormone, which is essential for cell regeneration and repair. Sleep deprivation, on the other hand, increases the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and obesity. Section 10. Sleep, Guardian of the Self. The Russian sleep experiment story, with its chilling depiction of mental and physical deterioration, serves as a stark reminder of the importance of sleep in preserving our sense of self. When we are deprived of sleep, we are not only robbing ourselves of physical and mental energy, but also eroding the very foundation of our identity. Sleep allows us to process emotions, consolidate memories, and integrate experiences into our sense of self. It is during sleep that we make sense of the world around us and our place within it. Without adequate sleep, our thoughts become muddled, our emotions unstable, and our sense of self fragmented. Sleep, then, is not just about physical rest, but also about mental and emotional restoration. It is about preserving our sanity, our humanity, and our connection to ourselves. Section 11. The Quest for Rest. The Russian sleep experiment, though fictional, raises questions about human endurance and the importance of sleep. It reminds us that some boundaries are not meant to be crossed. In modern life, we often neglect sleep, viewing it as a luxury. But sleep is a sign of strength, an act of self-care. Next time you sacrifice sleep, Remember the cautionary tale of the Russian sleep experiment. Sleep is essential for our health, well-being, and survival.